Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Christine with Patter Crafts, and so today is May 29th, and the May Scrapping for Less card kit has been revealed this past Saturday, so it will ship out probably at the end of this week. I don't know if it'll go into next week because Monday was a holiday, but I'm hoping to have my kit by Monday or Tuesday of next week. But in the meantime, I did dig out my February card kit, and I thought we would revisit it and mix up each of the collections into one collection and see how many cards we can make. If you want to see what I received in this kit, I'll leave the unboxing video below in the description. If you want to see the first 16 cards I've made, I'll also leave that in the description below, the link to that. That video would include 4 cards made from each collection, only using the ingredients in the collection. These cards are going to be kind of mixed up paper, stamps going with different papers. I just toss it all together and see what we can come up with. Okay, but with this one, some of the pattern papers really didn't work with other pattern papers, so there wasn't a ton of mixing in this particular kit, which is fine because this was my favorite card kit we've received so far. But if they kind of look like they might have stayed somewhat in the same collections, that's why. So without further ado, this is the first card I made. This is actually, I made this in a video in prepping where I show you how I prep for these cards. I'll also leave that video linked below, and how I made this card is in that video. But this is that card, and on the inside I just put a white mat with one of the sticker icons from Collection 1. And of course our little Viking here, he is also from Collection 1. Now, card number 2, I decided to make my own background because I did not have a lot of large papers left or large scraps left, so I thought I needed to be a little creative. So I decided to take our little unicorn and stamp him or her around. I left a little blank space here so I could put this sentiment, "I believe in you," and then I added the unicorn on some foam and this little pink and rainbow unicorn. And on the inside, I decided to just take some of the small element stamps they have, like the little stars, the heart, and the raindrops, and kind of like make it look like it was raining down into this corner. I think I probably could have filled in a little bit more. I got a little crazy there. Once you kind of start, it's hard to stop when you're stamping all these little things. So that was card number 2. Card number 3, I used the little Doodle Pop sticker from Doodlebug. We received that, I believe, in the collection 2. Nope, I was wrong. This sticker was part of the Banana Split. So if you subscribe to the Banana Split, you would have received this sticker icon. And then I took the sentiment and the paper from Collection 2. So this paper is from Doodlebug Designs, and the sentiment is from Avery Elle, the Be a Unicorn stamp set. I loved this rainbow paper. I used pretty much every little scrap of it. On the inside, I had this teeny little scrap here, so I went ahead and just added that on the side, stamped a rainbow from that Avery Elle stamp set in some gray. I believe it's called London Fog. It's by Memento. So it's light enough to write over in case the sentiment needed more space than what I left. So that's card number 3. Card number 4, we visit kind of Collection 1 and 2 together as far as pattern paper. I believe these 2 come from Collection 3. These 2 are part of Collection 1. And of course our little dragon is part of Collection 1. So I love the way this card came out. I really liked all the papers in this collection. And on the inside, I stamped the sentiment that came with collection 1 with a little dragon, and then added these stars at the bottom. In hindsight, I probably should have used some sort of stamp positioning tool, because the way that these stamps are designed, it's hard to figure out how that sentiment goes on straight. So if you know any tricks for this, I would love to know. So if you see, this is the sentiment. So it's perfectly straight on here, but the way it's cut, it kind of curves. So when you think you have it on straight, there's no way to determine what straight is. At least I have a hard time determining what straight is based on this shape. Had I used, I think it's called a Stamp-A-Majig or something like that. I might have been able to put that on a little more straight. But if anyone has any ideas on a better way, I'd love to hear it. So I was a little disappointed with the inside of this card, but it doesn't mean I don't adore it. I just love these pattern papers together. I love the little boats. All right, so number 5, card number 5, we go back to collection 1. I believe everything here is from collection 1. So I decided to use this pattern paper as like a little hill. Added our little dragon and our little Viking, used some little balloon stickers, and then I went and just drew in the strings for those balloons like they're like at a birthday party. I wanted to have them kind of down further, but this pattern paper was so busy that they got lost. So I decided to have them like they're up on the hill. I wanted to bring them down a little bit more so that the balloons would be not so far up on the card. But it's really cute. Then on the inside, added another one of the dinosaur stickers and the 2 swords, because this is kind of finished up using those icon stickers. Card number 6. Love, love, love this pattern paper. So I used some more of it. Now when I do this, I usually do this because I don't have enough of the paper that I like to do an entire panel. And sometimes it's because I love it so much that I want to try to get as many cards out of it. So there might even be, no, there's no more. Okay, just these 2 are like that. I already showed you one like this. And it gets busy, so sometimes a way to kind of break up that busy, bright pattern, that's a good way to use it. So I added the rainbow and these stickers, these hearts and star, they're all stickers from the icon sheet we received in collection 2, and our little unicorn image is also that Avery L. Be a Unicorn stamp set we received in collection 2. I love this card. It's really bright and cheerful. And on the inside, I finished up those icon stickers by placing that rainbow star on the inside. So I think we're up at card number 6. Card number 6, we had this big piece of pattern paper. I loved it, but it didn't quite fit the bottom, so I decided to cut a little hill. Decided to make it pink by using this Mr. Huey's Color Mist. Now, if you would like your paper to be less saturated, you really need to hold this very far away. For this piece here, I actually held it as low as my hand would go over my bathtub, and then I used the other hand like far up to spray down on it. It actually worked out really well because then I could just spray the water. Spray it right out of the tub, didn't stain it or anything. It was pretty easy cleanup. There's another card I'll show you. I sprayed that at my desk and it went everywhere. I don't have a box big enough. I probably should have a craft box to do things like this because I really did have fun with this spray. It also dried really fast. I was surprised how fast it dried. But for me, I kind of like this look, so I wanted to be to get the paper and the spray as far away as I could. But if you want a more concentrated look, just know that you don't need to be that, you know, if you're pretty close to it, you're going to pretty much saturate that paper. So again, our little images from that Be a Unicorn stamp set. I added some sequins, and on the inside stamped the rainbow with the Wishing You a Magical Day sentiment and added a couple of hearts. And I think we're at card number 7. Nothing would be complete without a shaker card. So I just used these scraps of paper as is, made this little shaker element, added a rainbow here because I didn't really have a lot of paper. Didn't want to make this pink with the spray mist because this sheet in here was very pink. I didn't want it to take away from that shaker element. So I just used the white cardstock. I may or may not add something to that later, but this is how it is for now. I probably won't because I don't want it to be too busy. And on the inside I carried over a strip of pattern paper, this one here that I had left over. Card number 8. This one was really fun. This is where I first experimented with that Mr. Huey spray, and you see how from just spraying it just a little bit away, probably 6 or so inches, it really concentrated in these areas, which I didn't want. So I did use this big circle here to stamp our sweet little princess and knight to kind of cover up that saturated area that I didn't really care for. I just love how this card came out. I love this little image. They are darling. And I used the sentiment from the stamp set that came in the banana split level. And the spray did get a little messy. I probably wouldn't spray it directly on my card base again because it's so messy. But it does dry really fast. So that was good. And then I just added the last bit of this pattern paper I had. I made it into a little banner and put it on the inside. So that was card, what, number 9? I think this is number 10. So this little Marcy, she is super adorable. I love coloring her dress. I usually always tend to go to purple. I think I use her again, but I do change up the colors, but I kind of had to force myself because I wanted to make them purple again. And it could just be in being inspired by the paper, because the paper, a lot of the paper I have left over has got purples in it, if it's not purple itself. The You Are Sweet as a Princess, that was 2 different sentiments I made into one from that banana split level stamp set. Used 2 of the enamel stickers. I also took the 2 of the little pearl, we had a little strip of pearls in I think it was collection 4. I just put them one on each side. I loved this little storybook paper. I loved it. On the inside, carried over 2 more of those enamel stickers and just a strip of pattern paper at the bottom. And this one here, I absolutely love. I really debated putting an image or a sentiment on it, but I decided to leave it as is because we did have all these little books here and all the little words here that kind of go with the theme of these kits, you know, pirates and fairy tale, stories, magic, hero, brave. So I decided I want to leave that as is. And I just loved this tree paper. On the inside, carried over another strip of pattern paper I had. Here's our little Marcy again. I decided to color her in yellow. She kind of reminds me of Belle. And you know what's funny, guys, is you see how she's holding like a little handkerchief here? when I sat down and colored these two images for these cards, this is the first time I noticed she's holding something. So like the whole other 4 set of cards I made using this image, I can probably go back and this is not colored. I was like, oh, what's that? So I thought that was funny. So I had a bunch of scraps of paper, so I did put them on. Some of the scraps were kind of not all the same size, so I decided to use her to kind of hide that, which is another thing images are great for. And you're going to use scraps like this. Like if something's just a little bit too short, put it on anyway and put an image over it and no one will know any different. This is more those strips of pearls, so I kind of put one strip here, cut it, put another strip here, cut it, and that's where I had those 2 left over for the other card. And no one is too old for fairy tales. I believe this sentiment went with the, yeah, it does. It goes with that princess and knight, or prince and princess. I'm not sure what you want to call him. He's dressed like a knight, so that's what I've been calling him. And on the inside, just carried over more pattern paper. And lastly, this strap of paper was so pretty, so colorful, but it didn't have enough to really do anything big with it. So I decided to use all of it and then use just white cardstock to kind of fill in the rest of the card base. Use the sentiment and the unicorn, again from that Avery Elle stamp set. This unicorn is really great. It's super easy to color. It's super cute. If you wanted to fussy cut it out, it does not look difficult at all. That is definitely going to be the stamp set I'm going to use probably over and over. The inside of this one's just blank. Now, I do have one more card, but I did not finish it in time for this video. So I figured I'd show you it started anyway, because the only thing it's really missing is I haven't had time to color my image. So I had this big piece of pattern paper, again, use this mesh the same way that I used it in the first time around. And I'm gonna just put this sentiment right over the top. Or maybe up a little bit, but I'm definitely gonna probably use this image. But it does take me a long time to color images, and I just haven't had time to finish that, and I really wanted to get this video up. So, very quickly, what do I have left? These are the images that I have left that I did not use, but I did cut out. So those will go into my binder of ready-to-go images. I did make a rainbow from the die that we received in the banana split level. I did put it on some black cardstock, but I did not obviously use that. And I have these 4 little cut aparts with sentiments. Those will just go in to a little bucket I have of things that are similar. And this is it for paper, guys. This is it. Ooh, he doesn't go there. I have obviously my stamp sets to go into my stash. I have the die that I used to make the rainbow to go in with my dies. And I have some of the sequins from each one of the packs. I have this teeny strip of that mesh. I do have all of the buttons and the brads. I think the buttons came from collection 2 and the brads came from collection 1. So that is it. So I will get that stuff put away. These are all the cards that I was able to make after my initial 16 cards by just mixing up and being creative with what we have. I hope this video inspires you to dig your February card kit back out. If you don't know about the Scrapping for Less card kits, you can check out their website, scrappingforless.com. I've been enjoying all of my kits. I like the fact that they have 4 different collections. If you want more information, definitely check out their website. But that is it for today. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, hit that subscribe button. But until next time, bye.